Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Well, we got some good news. May not hit for a while though, but the BIS, which is the Bank of International Settlements, this is from investing.com, has allowed banks to hold 2% of their reserves in cryptocurrencies. Now, that may not seem like much, but 2% of an entire bank's reserves, that could be millions, and if you add up all the banks, obviously billions of dollars. So obviously, this could represent a new investment vector into crypto. What is the Bank of International Settlements? Well, the BIS is basically an international financial institution owned by central banks that fosters international monetary and financial cooperation and serves the bank for central banks. So it's kind of like a bank for central banks. It also makes loans to not so well off countries. Founded in 1930. So this move could actually be pretty big. However, this law will not go into effect from until January 1st, 2025, roughly 2 years from now. So they made this in advance. Now, why is this important? Well, the thing is, like, people could be getting ready for this within the next 2 years. So they could be doing some secret buying within the next 2 years. Now, this doesn't really say much about like the country's policies and will countries allow banks to hold that much, but the Bank of International Settlements does have a little bit of say in this, so it is an important move. The report has categorized cryptocurrencies under groups called Group 1 and Group 2. The Group 1 asset includes tokenized traditional assets and digital assets, which have effective stabilization mechanisms, while Group 2 has digital assets that do not conform to any classification terms or conditions. So essentially, the Bank of International Settlements, which is kind of like a conglomerate of central banks, is going to allow member banks to hold 2% of their reserves in cryptocurrencies. Some of those reserves, if a bank's reserves are $100 billion, then 2% of the reserves are $2 billion. And if you add up all the banks, that can be a lot of reserves. And that could obviously mean a lot of buying up of Bitcoin. So that will pull the entire market up. Obviously, it doesn't really have an effect for 2 years, but there might be some secret buying behind the scenes over the next 2 years, which could actually pull banks, which actually would result in banks pulling the price of crypto up, which is obviously exactly what we want. Because, that's actually what we need for the next bull run. Yes, they'll probably do it OTC, but eventually they'll dry up the OTC volume and they'll have to buy on exchanges, or they'll dry up the OTC volume so other people that want to buy on OTC can't do it and have to buy on exchanges. Obviously, all banks have to abide by KYC, AML, and CFT laws. And of course, this definitely could result in a big batch of crypto buying within the next 2 years and definitely after January 1st, 2025. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.